Christoph, can I borrow your wagon? And Sven?
I'm not very comfortable with the idea of that.
You are not going alone.
Anna? No, I have my powers to protect me. You don't.
Excuse me, I climbed the North Mountain, survived a frozen heart, and saved you from my ex-boyfriend, and I did it all without powers. So, you know, I'm coming.
Me too. I'll drive.
I'll bring the snacks!
What is up, A-Scene Insiders? It's your girl here, Francesca Amiker with the A-Scene. And when I tell you, we have quite the show for you coming up. So we are talking to the head of effects animation for Disney. I kid you not. You know the song, Let It Go, Let It Go. I don't sing, but that's your teaser.
That sounded good. That sounded good.
And I tried to. Welcome in, Mr. Marlon West. You are the head of effects animation, and you were the person who created the Elsa, the Anna. Like you were the one who created the characters.
Well, actually the effects, so all the snow and ice that shoots out of Elsa's hands and all of that, all the water and things, and magic. Yeah, so that's what we do.
That is too cool. Now this Frozen one, I mean, the $800 million at the box office, unheard of. And we know that the same thing is about to happen for Frozen 2.
Well,
a lot of people, that's what
I hope people like it.
That's what the critics are saying. They're saying this is going to be something that is going to be huge. How did you get involved with such a project?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, you know, when I first saw like the early drawings of it, it looked like something that I really kind of wanted to participate in. You know, because a lot of the things that we do in effects is just kind of production value, stuff that you don't really think about. Like, wow, man, when Mufasa landed, but that dust cloud he kicked up, that really brought a tear to my eye. No one does that, but Frozen looked like the effects was going to be like right out front. You got a character that creates snow and ice. And so I was really, really excited to participate in that one.
Tell me about your role overall, you know, as the head of effects animation, you know, when you're working with Frozen 2, walk me through that process. What exactly are you looking at? What are you hoping to feel? How does it come out of you?
You know, what we do, you know, so I was the co-head of effects with my friend Dale Maeda. Mm-hmm. So we actually, we really wanted to be in support of the production design of the movie because there's this very specific world that we're trying to create. We're trying to actually support who Elsa is as a person, you know. In the first Frozen, her magic is kind of involuntary sometimes, you know. And in this one, she's like fully formed. She's definitely a together sister, you know, when this story starts. So we're actually trying to support who she is and, you know, and the challenges that she's going to face on this adventure.
This is too neat to me. I mean, you've been with the company since 1993.
Yeah.
1993.
I was like 12 years old.
You were 12?
Yeah, when I rolled up in there. I had a lunchbox with me.
How did you get, I mean, what other works have you worked on since being with Disney?
I started on The Lion King. The first time I was head of effects was on Atlantis. Worked on Princess and the Frog, the first Frozen, Moana most recently. So yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a ride.
Now, we know that you're about to take viewers on a ride in Frozen 2 because I hear that there may be some new characters.
There's a couple new characters. Yeah.
Tell us about them, please.
Yeah. There's Matthias, who's been kind of like trapped in this kind of enchanted forest for about 30 years. When we meet the brother, you get this, their mom plays a bigger role. I won't say much more than that, but. Evan Rachel Wood plays her, and yeah, so there's some folks you're very used to seeing, and then there's some new faces too.
And a lot of people may be curious, how in the world do you get started being one of the key animators for Disney? How does that even start?
Oh, I mean, I applied there, and back when I applied, I was like offered a trainee role because they looked at the stuff I had done before that they were like wasn't quite Disney quality.
Right.
I at least had my feelings hurt, but I was glad. I got it together and took the job and came in as a trainee on The Lion King, and been there ever since.
Do you get the song, Let It Go, Let It Go?
Oh, yeah.
Do you get it stuck in your head sometimes?
Yeah. You know, I've heard, you know, we hoped people would like that movie, but we heard those songs over and over again trying to animate those scenes.
I'm sure you did.
Do the effects to them and everything. So even before they went out into the world, we were singing along with those songs, singing along with some of the songs from this one too.
Really? So we might hear some new songs too.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, there was like 7 new songs in this movie.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So what's the last question for you? What is the biggest reason that these viewers, because myself, a big fan, Ryan, my producer, is a huge fan of Frozen, the franchise. We know that there's going to be a Frozen 4. It's going to rival Marvel, all types of stuff.
I don't know about all that.
I mean, we'll see. He's like, no, I ain't got time to work on all that. But why why should viewers get excited for, get pumped for this movie that is known to be, expected to be a phenomenon?
You know, it's an expansion of that universe. So there's more story to it. It's a bigger film and more songs. And, you know, I like these characters a lot. It was wonderful to work with them. And it was wonderful to kind of plug back in and get to know them again. So hopefully viewers will feel the same way.
And what would you say was the most challenging or is the most challenging part of your job, Marlon?
You know, creating things, believable things that don't exist in the real world and make them believable. You know, so there's some characters that exist only as effects, that they're real characters. There was wind spirit and fire and water in this thing. So, yeah, making them be believable, but you know, rooting them into like the frozen world. And
I promise, final question, because I just imagine like it's
we can talk all day.
Okay, good. I'm just wondering because it's like you probably are spending so many hours. Like for instance, our graphic artist spent quite some time putting the snow on the AC monitor.
This is well done.
Yeah.
This was yeah, very nice.
I'm totally going to tell Brianna that.
Tell Brianna she threw down.
How many hours does it take you to create the dust effects and the icicles and the snow? How many hours goes into that? Is it months? Is it years?
I worked on the film for 2.5 years. So, you know, and it's an average of a year of production where there's hundreds of us working on it, but like a lot of key figures, it's like a 2.5 year commitment.
No big deal.
And, you know, and for Jennifer Lee and Chris Buck, like 4 years they've been working on it.
Gosh.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and speaking
my
to
pleasure.
us about Frozen 2. We're so excited. Our viewers are excited because, again, Frozen's like a cult, including, like I said, Ryan's like singing it as he's preparing for the segment. But Frozen is a cult, and Frozen 2, November 22nd. It's coming out.
So check it out.
And I know that it's going to do amazing numbers. So again, AC and Insiders, you just heard from Marlon West, who is the head of effects animation for Disney. It took him a long time to get here. Been here since 1993, but he's still going to keep going because we're taking him all the way to Frozen 5. Okay, we're going to Frozen 5, Frozen 6. But for now, go and see Frozen 2.
Yeah,
on
check it out.
November 22nd.
All right.
Thanks so much, Marlon.
Oh,
Really
yeah, my
appreciate it.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.